This is TTT. Live for local.
Good morning. This is your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. This is not a political matter. Minister of Homeland Security Roger Alexander made this statement while responding to questions from journalists regarding the issuance of preventative detention orders against prominent businessman Dominic Hadid, his wife Genevieve Hadid, and their 69-year-old relative Star Sabga on Saturday.
It's not a political thing. It's not a political thing. I don't know why people think it. And I am somewhat embarrassed by that. Why a person would think such a thing? The intelligence of the police. And you could ask the people from before. The intelligence of the police, intelligence of different agencies will bring that to the attention of law enforcement. Law enforcement, to its legal, will take it, analyze it, send it out for outside legality for them to check it and make sure all is well. And then they will send it to Homeland Security. The lawyers at Homeland Security will watch it and communicate and ask questions. And then it comes to my desk. I look at it, sign it, and then I hand it back to the police. Everything, there's a level of scrutiny in all of this. And let me say again one more time, no government minister cannot instruct anyone to take out a PDO for anybody. It doesn't work like that. And if that's your information, you were highly misled.
It follows the filing of a habeas corpus application challenging the continued detentions. The matter is scheduled to be heard virtually today, Monday, June 29th at 9 a.m. In more news, several days after the deadly double earthquake struck Venezuela on June 24th, tens of thousands of people are still believed to be missing. On Sunday, Pope Leo XIV expressed solidarity with those affected by the deadly earthquakes. Speaking in Spanish instead of Italian, the Pope prayed for all those who were affected. As I pray to the Lord for the eternal rest of the deceased, I renew my spiritual solidarity with the families of the injured and with all those who have been struck by this tragedy. He also expressed gratitude and encouragement to those working selflessly in the search and rescue efforts. Meanwhile, Interim President Delcy Rodriguez said via social media the country has received support from 24 countries who have sent a total of 521 tons of inputs, 86 specialized canine teams, and more than 2,741 search, rescue, and technical support staff members. And leader of Venezuela's National Assembly, President Jorge Rodriguez, confirmed over 430 aftershocks rolled through the region since Wednesday, prompting people to sleep outside in fear that buildings will fall. In Tobago now, Tobago's celebrated soca artist Oscar B has died. Less than 24 hours before his scheduled benefit event, the Tobago Family and Friends Healing Concert. The concert was organized to raise funds for the singer's medical care after he suffered a stroke in May 2026. Oscar B, whose given name was Oscar Dennis Benjamin, was 57 years old and hailed from Signal Hill. He was best known for popular soca hits including Soca Bogle and Soca Tati, and was well loved in Tobago, Trinidad, and the wider Caribbean. News of his passing has triggered an outpouring of tributes from fans, fellow artists, and members of the wider community. Among the organizations paying tributes is the Ministry of Culture and Community Development, who described him as a cherished son of Tobago and a celebrated ambassador of our culture. His contribution to Trinidad and Tobago's musical heritage has left an enduring legacy that will continue to inspire generations. Organizers for the benefit concert advise that the event carded for this afternoon will proceed as planned and will be held at the Shore Park Cultural Complex. And in some sport now, 300 test wickets for Kemar Roach as the West Indies wins the first test versus Sri Lanka within 4 days. Sri Lanka were at 15 for 1 and 303 runs adrift for the West Indies at the start of the 4th day of the first test at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium in North Sound, Antigua. Sri Lanka never got a solid footing in the face of some accurate fast bowling, as they could only muster 101 before being all out before tea. The biggest resistance by the tourists coming from Dinesh Chandimal, who top scored with 43. The story of the day was that of veteran fast bowler Kemar Roach, who surpassed 300 test wickets with figures of 4 for 51 on the day. Support came from Jaden Seals with an impressive 3 for 14 and Shamar Joseph 2 for 19 as the West Indies romped to victory in the first test against Sri Lanka by 217 runs. Amir Jangu, for his 233 in the first innings, was named player of the match as the Windies take a 1-0 lead in the two-match series. And that's what's making the news this morning. But joining us right now is Virmala Balkaran, the host of Trinidad and Tobago Today. Good morning, Virmala.
Good morning, Carrie. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. We start the new week. We want to start off on a positive note and always, just help people to get in that spirit to start their day off in a good way.
Absolutely. It was a rough weekend for me. I had the flu, but, just healing really well. I think our bodies actually tell us when we need rest.
Yep.
Yeah, and we've been going non-stop since January 12th.
Yes, we have. You know what? I think what I need to prioritize now, again, is when I go in the bush to get some bush medicine for you.
I agree. I was just going to tell you, remember those leaves you got me?
Yes, the buacano.
Right. Yeah. I think I think one of my camera operators, David, needs some. I
need to fill out a new prescription of the bush medicine.
Listen, I told him that. I said that cough needs to go. I also need something for this flu, but it's a really terrible flu. Don't get it.
I hope not to. I try my best to avoid and take safe precautions, but it's only so much you can do.
Absolutely.
But you can strengthen your immune system.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of holistic medicine, and hopefully it has been helping, I would say. I saw something interesting happening down in Cedros this weekend, so I wanted to talk to you about that. I know you'll be interested in that.
Oh yes, definitely, and I'm very tempted to go as for one of my right here shoots.
I'm not going. Just
you just remove yourself from that one time, right? Down on the Gulf Coast there in the Cedros area, we saw that there was some what seemed to be geological activity where the beach itself raised up about 20 feet, reports say, and so the seabed actually raised up in some areas.
Yeah, that's really interesting. A lot is happening with climate change and a lot of environmental consequences for the things we've been doing as well and experiencing. So hopefully you can go there and check out what's happening and tell me so I don't have to go with you.
Well, I could do you one better than that. Yeah. Apparently a geologist is coming in on the show tomorrow to speak about that. So it's something to look forward to.
So that means I don't have to go. They'll bring it to me.
No, you don't yet. You've been saved.
I agree. I've been saved and I'm very grateful to that. Well, Carrie, today is another packed show as we begin a brand new week on Trinidad and Tobago Today. We're going to finish the last few days of June very strong. Yeah. Time is flying.
I know, right? January took 4 years to pass and then, here we are in June already.
Absolutely, yeah. And remember, we started the show on January 12th. So that means we are well into, a couple months. And soon we're going to be a year old. I love that.
Very soon, before we know it.
Yeah. All right, Carrie, we'll talk to you soon.
All right, looking forward to it, as usual.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks so much, Amala. When we come back, the Trinidad and Tobago Today morning show gets going right after this short break.
Your news anytime, anywhere. Join us nightly at 7. TTT News. Committed, accurate, relevant.
I'm Renee Sion with another edition of Caribbean Week in Review.
Coming up, hot plates, cold drinks, and chill vibes were the order of the month in Antigua and Barbuda. Top chefs, tasty menus, influencers, and foodies. The boxes were ticked, kitchens buzzing, and grills fired up. It's the one and only Antigua and Barbuda Culinary Month. It's Caribbean Passport TV on TTT.
I am your mother,
aunt, grandmother,
guardian, friend, and I promise to protect you in all situations because someone has hurt you, violated you, harmed you,
abused you, and you were brave enough to tell me.
You trusted me. You came to me for help,
to defend,
for support,
to protect you.
No amount of money
or bribes,
favors, or gifts will stop me.
you are most important to me.
You are worth more to me than any material thing.
I will do all in my power
In my heart,
to make sure that you are taken care of.
And that justice is served and you thrive.
Together, my daughter,
my son,
My child,
we will live and love. I will protect you.
break the silence. Report all cases of child sexual abuse.
You are dearer to me than all the stars. So many wish but never reach. 'Cause when I'm falling and all the world seems dark, you help me find my peace. Oh, shun mi ba vijani. Oh, shun mi ba yeah. Oh, shun mi ba vijani. Arubita, yeah 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 yeah
Monday, 29th June 2026. The time now, it is 6:11 a.m. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Virmala Balkaran, and welcome to Trinidad and Tobago Today. Let's take a look now at what's trending this morning. Well, Trinidad and Tobago has lost one of its cherished cultural voices.
Bible in the drunkenness, come again. Jump up, jump up. Jump up, jump up. Jump up, jump up. Last time I meet this girl in a basement party. They get so got me up, man, I'm feeling irate. Putting a hand on the party, moving the waist in and out of the party. Putting a hand on the front, moving the waist, hung it nice, so nice, so nice, so nice, so butterfly, butterfly, let me do the butterfly, 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 let me do the butterfly. Butterfly, butterfly, butterfly.
Oscar Benjamin, better known as Oscar B, leaves behind a musical legacy that spans decades and generations. From his early beginnings in Signal Hill, Tobago, to becoming the lead vocalist of Byron Lee and the Dragonaires, he carried the energy and the spirit of Caribbean music wherever he performed. His songs, including Butterfly, Soca Bogle, and Soca Tati, became favorites across the region, while his passion for calypso and soca never faded. Even this year, he remained active in the calypso arena, continuing to share his gift with audiences. It is especially heartbreaking, though, that he passed away just less than 24 hours before a benefit concert organized to support him following the stroke he suffered in May. And you'd remember that we spoke about this a few weeks ago on the show. Today, we remember not only the performer, but the man whose music brought joy, united people, and proudly represented Trinidad and Tobago on stages around the world. Rest in peace, Oscar B. Thank you for the music, the memories, and the legacy that you leave behind. Condolences to his family, his friends, fellow artists, and everyone mourning this tremendous loss. Well, moving to some sport news now, the FIFA World Cup knockout stage has officially kicked off with a brand new round of 32 now underway. Co-host Canada opened the single elimination phase with a dramatic 1-0 victory over South Africa, setting the stage for a week of blockbuster clashes. Football fans can now look forward to Brazil taking on Japan, Germany facing Paraguay, and the Netherlands meeting Morocco on Monday, followed by France versus Sweden, England versus the Democratic Republic of Congo, Portugal versus Croatia, Argentina versus Cape Verde, and several other mouth-watering fixtures as the race to lift the World Cup trophy heats up. And sometimes the strongest thing you can do is simply just pause and breathe. Just 10 minutes of slow, deep breathing each day can really help to reduce stress, lower your blood pressure, and improve your overall mental well-being. And remember, substance abuse does not solve problems. It increases the risk of mental illness, heart disease, liver disease, accidents, and strained relationships. Choose recovery. Choose wellness. Your health matters. Well, last Friday, I had the esteemed opportunity to deliver the feature address at the graduation ceremony for the students of the Sangre Grande Educational Institute, and also my producer had the privilege of speaking at a secondary school in South Trinidad, St. Madeleine to be exact. And it really made us reflect on how many young people across our country are closing one chapter and preparing to begin another. So to every graduate, congratulations. Be proud of what you've accomplished. Don't feel pressured to have every answer today. Life has a way of opening doors that you never expected, often when you're willing to take a chance on yourself. So this morning I want to tell you, keep learning, keep growing, stay curious. Your journey is just beginning, and I hope that you never, ever, ever stop believing in what you're capable of. Congratulations to all the graduating classes of 2026. Wishing you all the very best for the road ahead. Well, it's that time. You know what to do. Grab the cup of coffee and settle in. Trinidad and Tobago Today has begun.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Being connected, it means a lot because, first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going like,
I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digital is kind of a comfort, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network and I was having problems, so I joined Digicel and I never regretted it.
When it matters, we're there, reporting the news as it happens, because your world can't wait. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Hi everybody, I am Leah.
And I'm Dion.
And we are
The Duncans.
Listen, we're here to tell you about a project the Lord has given to us called the Marriage Confessional. It is geared toward married couples, those that are on the road to marriage, and those that want to get married one day.
So join us on TTT and on Facebook and YouTube at TTT Live Online.
The Marriage Confessional, only on TTT.
I'm Jamila Bannister, host of the Socially Safe podcast, the new TTPS podcast where we share real stories, teach real lessons, and create real impact. From online safety and youth crime to community policing and personal responsibility, we go beyond the headlines and talk about what's happening in our communities with the officers and experts who are on the front lines. Because safety starts with awareness, conversation, and action. Tune in to the Socially Safe podcast on the TTPS YouTube channel, listen on Apple Podcasts, and on Spotify. Don't miss it.
Watch on TTT, Mondays, 6 p.m., Tuesdays, 1:10 p.m.
The Caribbean has lost one of its most recognizable voices. Tobago's beloved soca artist Oscar Benjamin, affectionately known as Oscar B, passed away on Sunday after a period of illness. Best known for timeless hits like Soca Butterfly and for his years as lead vocalist with Byron Lee and the Dragonaires, Oscar B leaves behind a musical legacy that spans generations and borders. But beyond the stage, he was remembered as a humble, generous ambassador for Tobago and the wider Caribbean. And joining us now to reflect on his life, his music, and lasting impact is cultural advocate and longtime friend, Kurt Allen. Good morning, Mr. Allen.
Hello, good morning. Pleasure to be here under these circumstances,
Mr. Allen, before we begin, we really want to extend our sincere condolences once again, and we're really sorry for your loss and for the loss of such an amazing human being, and we know this is a very difficult time for you.
Indeed. He was, everybody knows Oscar was an always happy, jovial character who, was always a friendly person, always happy, always there to comfort, so it's a definite loss for the fraternity, definite.
Now, Tobago and the wider Caribbean are really mourning this loss. As I said, it's a huge loss. What was your first reaction when you heard the news?
I mean, I was shocked in terms of, we know that he was ailing, we know that he was hospitalized, but I think we never really expected it to reach to this. We were all hopeful that he would, get a full recovery. So it was devastating. It is devastating because you don't expect, during the carnival season, I mean, everything was good, healthy and stuff. We know that he had some challenges with an alien family member, I'll put it that way. So I think that helped to increase some pressure on him, because it's somebody very close. I think that may have been a factor, but we never expected it. There was no indication that he was unhealthy or anything of this nature was going to be happening, especially just we're talking about June and, Carnival just finished, so it was no indication, none whatsoever.
The fragility of life, Mr. Allen, we keep talking about that, how unpredictable life can be. For those who may know the music but not the man, can you tell us now, who was Oscar B beyond the stage?
Oscar B beyond the stage was a family man, a friend to many people. He was always there to comfort people if you're going through some kind of stress and stuff. Oscar is a love person. So that my description of Oscar would be a man who, even if he's upset about something, anybody who knows him would realize he always had a smirk on his face, a smile, this smile. I think that embodies who Oscar really, really was in terms of his personality. I don't think that his personality was always welcoming. It was never one to keep somebody at a distance. Anybody who knows Oscar will tell you he'll be the one to come into the room and speak loudly and get everybody to turn around and, laugh and smile. It's, as you said, it's beyond the stage. He just wasn't a stage personality. Oscar was a family man, a friend, especially to his musical colleagues. He was always there to support you, always there. Sometimes you're performing, he's not on the show. But at the end of the show, you'll see Oscar making his way backstage to tell you, hey, good performance, or you should do this a little different. He was that type of person, always there to advise and help. Always, always, always.
He spent 18 years, I believe, with Byron Lee and the Dragonaires and really helped to bring Tobago's talent to an international audience. How significant, Mr. Allen, was that achievement?
That was very significant because I remember he had a choice. He had an option to either stay in Trinidad with the band Atlantic, because Atlantic had just offered him a position. During that same period, within a couple of days, he got a call from Byron Lee. I believe that Mr. Cliff Harris may have had something to do with that, the owner of Atlantic. And he made a choice to go to Jamaica. Now, I lived in Jamaica for 3 years, between 2007 to 2010. So in Jamaica, Oscar's name was always, anytime you mentioned Byron Lee, the name Oscar B must go together. I had a lot of conversations with many people there, and everybody loved Oscar. When Oscar flying, you will believe that Oscar is a Jamaican. We kind of love that Oscar received in Jamaica. He is an honorary Jamaican. He also received a lot of love in Belize. So his career is not just one where Trinidad and Tobago loves Oscar. There's a show, Everybody Loves Raymond. Well, everybody loves Oscar. Everybody loved Oscar. So musically, he was always a force to be reckoned with. We know that Byron Lee and the Dragonaires were touring back, so Oscar was always on tour. Sometimes we would bounce up in the airport, sometimes we would bounce up in transit in another country. Oscar is always going somewhere. And, that to me described the man, somebody everybody loved, not just Trinidad and Tobago, but Oscar belonged to the Caribbean.
Well, those songs that we all love, like Soca Butterfly, of course. There was Soca Tati, the Soca Bogle, and they're all favorites today. As soon as you hear that in a party, that's it. That is it. What made his music so timeless?
Well, again, it was a mixture between the soca and the reggae, and I think that mixture helped not just for Oscar, but it created a new genre of music that people accepted and loved, especially when it was just released. It was something fresh, something new, and Oscar was the person who was able to bring that to the table. The songs that you mentioned, timeless. Anywhere you go, everybody still dance the butterfly. Everybody still does the boogle. And as the song rightfully said, it wasn't just the butterfly or wasn't just the boogle, but it was the soca boogle, the soca butterfly. So he always maintained our cultural presence within his music, even though he was based in Jamaica and surrounded with that Jamaican music. Quite recently, as a matter of fact, he just released a reggae song that was produced by Cliff Manswell. Unfortunately, he didn't get a chance to perform it for us because it was released last month while he was in hospital. But it shows his versatility as well. It's not just the soca, but he was able to do reggae, dancehall, and that is what Oscar will be remembered for, a versatile performer.
You mentioned, some stories about, his humility and his generosity, and I know he was mentoring young artists to visiting schools and all of that, and he was really giving back wherever he traveled. Is that the Oscar B you knew? Any stories you can share with us about that?
Yes, that's the Oscar B I knew. Not just again in Trinidad. When he was in Belize, he is a very well-respected figure in Belize, as a matter of fact, doing a lot of work with the Ministry of Culture. In 2023, I wrote a number of songs for him in what we'll call punta. It was, Belize music is called punta. So he wanted some music that was different. I didn't know that he had this connection with Belize at the time, but I was writing a lot of punta music. And I sent a song for him, and he said, "But Kurt, this is the music from Belize. This is exactly what I'm looking for." That kind of excitement. And I wrote a couple of songs for him that he took to Belize, and he was shopping it around with some of the artists. But he is well respected and well loved in Belize in particular. A lot of people may not know that, but when you the Belize family right now, they're in grief, totally.
Seeing the dance on the screen right now, I was just asking operators if they knew how to do the butterfly. So maybe we'll get a little lesson in that a little later on.
That was nice.
Mr. Allen, it's especially poignant that he actually passed away on the very day that the benefit concert was scheduled to help with his medical expenses. We actually spoke with the promoter just a few weeks ago about that, and we were really looking forward to that concert. Would you know this morning, how has Tobago been responding to that?
Well, Tobago will be in grief, Tobago, that's his navel string, is buried in Tobago. The concert was successful in terms of, the performances, and everybody came out to pay this tribute. We didn't know that this was going to be a tribute for his life in terms of no more Oscar. But again, it speaks to his spirit. His spirit stayed with us until the very day, because I understand that he passed away at 5 a.m. So no doubt that his spirit was there, his vibe was there, and I know that even though he didn't get to see the love, he didn't get to experience the vibes coming out of Tobago, I know that where he is now, he's definitely experiencing and feeling that love.
Yeah, I know also the Chief Secretary, Farley Augustine, also recently spoke about Oscar B's impact, and he said that people often didn't realize just how respected he was throughout the Caribbean. Do you think now that sometimes his contributions may have been underappreciated at home?
I won't say underappreciated, because in terms of his music was well loved. In terms of the man himself, the appreciation that we show to our artistic community in general is not something it's not where we would like it to be. So in that context, yes, he was underappreciated, because a man who did so much, who flew the flag so far, and the impact that he had. I think that more could have been done to provide opportunities for him, not just to perform, but to pass on his experience, pass on his legacy through mentorship, through, give various opportunities that could have been given to him because he was here. He was right here in Trinidad. We knew that before he lived in Jamaica, but for the past couple of years, he was right here. And I think that his visibility could have been increased through opportunities. But to say, from the people, I think that he got his just due because the songs itself, timeless, anywhere you go. And anytime that song plays, or anytime somebody does the butterfly, they will always remember Oscar B. Always, always.
Absolutely. His memory will always live on. Even this year, despite his health challenges, I do believe he was still writing and performing music. You can correct me if I'm wrong. What does that say now to us about his passion for the craft? Even in the midst of everything else, he was still continuing to push out good music and good material.
Well, that's it again. He's a full-time artist. This is what he lives by. This is his profession. So there was no easing up to say, well, he could take a break. And Oscar was always one to be a goer, get goer. He was never one to sit back and relax and wait for things to happen. He was very well respected also in the karaoke music scene. He held up, he did shows every weekend, bringing people together, advertising, nonstop. And as I said, the health challenge of one of his family members, I believe, took a toll on him because he spoke to me about it. And it was a difficult period for him. And of course, he's the breadwinner. So he had to go out there and continue pumping, doing what has to be done, performing for the people. But, in loving the performance, we also understood that it was economics as well. That is his profession. So nobody is going to bring a bread on the table. Nobody's going to bring a cup of water on the table. Oscar wasn't somebody to depend on others either, or to ask anybody for anything. Oscar was always somebody to go and get. And that is what I respected most about him. Even in our conversations, we would talk about things like that.
Yeah. Now, how do you want him to be remembered? As a cultural ambassador for Tobago, an entertainer, but he's more than that.
Well, he's a cultural ambassador, not just for Tobago, but for Trinidad and Tobago, because anywhere he performed, he never mentioned, I'm from Tobago. He always mentioned, I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. Tobago is where the roots, he got the foundation, and coming out from Tobago, he came with that Tobago attitude and was able to get his way through, because we all know that sometimes coming from Tobago, coming from the countryside is always a disadvantage to the tongue man, as they would say. So he came with that bold personality. He came with, he was very focused, very determined. And he took not just Tobago with him, but he took Trinidad with him. And then he took Jamaica with him. He took Belize with him. He took the Caribbean with him anywhere that he went.
Mr. Allen, before I let you go, what is one memory or lesson from Oscar B that you'll always carry with you? And what message would you like to leave with the people of Trinidad and Tobago as they remember him today?
One message I will always carry with me, but every time I close my eyes or open my eyes and I see him, I see Oscar with a smile. That is the message. Regardless of what you're going through, regardless to your circumstances, always try and maintain that smile. Even if Oscar was upset about something, anybody can attest to this. When he's talking to him, he had a smirk. He always had a smile that you wonder if it's that serious, or if he's joking, or if it's affecting him that much. Oscar was always a smiling person. So that is my message or what I would take from Oscar in terms of keep a smile, keep that heart happy, and it reflects the love. That smile is a reflection of the love that comes from your heart. And with that smile, I know that Oscar had a lot of love in his heart, a lot of love to share, and he indeed shared it, not just with Trinidad and Tobago, but the wider Caribbean.
Thank you very much, Mr. Allen. Before we go, again, we extend our condolences to you, and we're really sorry for this great loss. And thank you for sharing this moment with us and celebrating the life of Oscar B on Trinidad and Tobago today.
Thank you for the opportunity to do it. And I know Oscar is in a happy place, no more pain. And his last song that he released by Mr. Manswell was called Hold On. So to all his friends, all his family members and supporters, hold on, hold on.
Thank you very much, Mr. Allen. What a profound way to wrap things up this morning as we continue to pay tribute to Oscar B. Have a good day, Mr. Allen. So we're mourning the loss. Trinidad and Tobago continues to mourn the loss of Oscar B, but also we celebrate his life and the legacy that he leaves behind. We get ready to take a short break. The time now 6:34. When we come back, the show continues.
Whatever the skies bring, stay prepared with TTT weather. Committed, accurate, relevant.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Since 1972, one sound has been living in the heart of Trinidad and Tobago, the longest running radio station in the nation.
We're your holiday soundtrack, whether it's on your day off, long drives, or house limes. We are always sweet.
This is music with meaning, music with memories.
Music that feels like home.
And it's not just the songs, it's the voices you trust, personalities you've grown with.
Laughter that sounds familiar. This isn't just radio, it's tradition. It's memories. It's part of who we are.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity, part of your family.
Always 100, guide you on your way. Sweet 100, sweet 100.
Kids, speak up against abuse.
It is not acceptable for you to be abused in any manner.
From your parents, family members, or peers.
You have the right
to refuse
the abuse.
Report it to anyone.
Guidance counselors,
doctors, teachers, or even your neighbors.
Anyone who can help.
Speak up
against abuse. Speak up. Speak up.
Speak up.
Speak up.
Break the silence. Child abuse is one secret you should never keep.
Your news, anytime, anywhere. Join us nightly at 7. TTT News. Committed, accurate, relevant.
Day has cherished tradition in fishing communities around the world, honoring the patron saint of fishermen while celebrating the people whose livelihoods depend on the sea. After nearly a decade, that tradition is returning to Erin under a theme like a phoenix rising from the ashes, highlighting the resilience of the fishing community and shining a light on the often untold stories of the men and women who help to feed our nation. Our guests from the Erin Fisherfolks Association. Good morning, Alicia and Sylvester.
Good morning.
How are you both?
Fine.
How was the drive here? a long drive. Any traffic?
No traffic this morning.
Well, thank you for sharing this morning with us, because I want you to now, explain to those who may not be familiar, what exactly is the significance of St. Peter's Day and why is it such an important celebration for fishing communities?
Well, fishing, for fisher folks, St. Peter's is the patron saint for fisher folks, as we call it. It signifies prosperity, safe haven in the sea, and getting the harvest, bounty harvest and whatnot. So that is what fishermen go for with St. Peter's, right? What it represents for fisher folks. So we always try to keep it up. So that's just fisherman tradition. They keep with it.
Now this year you have a very specific theme. It's like a phoenix rising from the ashes. So what exactly does that theme tell us, and what's the significance of that theme?
Back to our roots.
Yeah.
We need to rise. We starting afresh and rise above. So just like a phoenix rising from the ashes, so us, the fisher folks, we want to rise above, because fisher folks of lately, we have been forgotten.
Yeah.
So we want to bring a new and reintroduce ourselves back into society, back into the country, and let them understand the importance of fisher folks in this country and in the world at large.
Yeah, you're talking about the life of fisher folk. The life of a fisherman is also a big part of this event. Now, what are some of the things that people they don't realize about a fisherman or a fisher folk? What are the misconceptions that they have about the fishing industry?
They don't pay us no mind at all. Just look at a fisherman as a normal person, but we're paying a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
Start off the morning from 3 a.m. in the morning.
Right.
Finish at 1, 2.
Yeah.
Then I come back out again.
Wow. Walk us through a typical day in the life of a fisherman.
Let's say you wake up about 3 o'clock in the morning, you reach on the beach, about 5 you get ready, organize your boat to go out at sea. And until 1, 2 in the morning, you're finishing work, according to the type of work you're doing. Sometimes you work in transparents. 5 o'clock in the morning, you go out, you slack and you come back on the yard.
Wow. And tell us about the
about
dangers as well out in the sea.
a bandit, sometimes rough seas. A lot we have faced.
Yeah. It is definitely a tremendous job.
We have to go further to fish here now, so it become more dangerous closer to Venezuela. A lot of challenges.
Yeah, definitely. There's I think we need to appreciate our fisher folk a lot more, because what they do, I could definitely not do that. I mean, going out there that early and just low visibility, poor visibility, I can only imagine. You have to really know the seas, know the waters as well. So fishing is often described as more than just a job. That is, it's not just a livelihood. It's a way of life for a lot of people. What are some of the biggest challenges the fisher folk are facing, apart from, the crime that we're talking about today?
We as fisher folks, we get little incentives. Cost to ply our trade, it is very costly, with little or no assistance and rebate as such. If you look at the agriculture sector, this is not bashing the agriculture sector in no way. We're glad that they are being sought after. Compared to what fisher folks get, it's nothing. Because even to get fuel rebate, 12 cents on a litre, compared to what we pay now, we are living in extreme costly times with little to nothing. Our harvest, sometimes we catch less than 100 pounds for the day. But we will toil and we will go through, right? And see it through to make sure seafood reach on family tables. But they don't understand the dangers, the hard work, the sacrifices that is done. And most of the nation, they think females are just the vendors on the port, selling the fish or cleaning the fish. No, we have women on our port that will go out, right? Knee sick, whatever, but they will still go out there and make that tide to make sure they could pay rent, put food on their family table, and they still have to come home just like the independent woman with other jobs and get it done.
Yeah.
And it is sad to see, and we hope that some initiative is taken place to see and sort relief for fisher folks in this country especially.
You know, food security has been a really hot topic these days, and fisher folk really do help as well to help, you know, ensure that our food security is solid. And there's also that cultural heritage part as well, the fishermen. So there are plenty of activities that are being planned for July 4th. So let's talk a little bit about that now. Can we come to Aaron for these celebrations?
Yes,
sure.
welcome.
All right, tell us what's happening.
It's happening boat race.
A boat race.
Yeah, boat race.
Okay, well, that's for experienced people. I don't think.
But we have we also have a 5K.
Oh, really?
In the morning, so we kicks off. At 6 a.m.
Okay, at 6 a.m. And how do you sign up for this?
Online, we do Odyssey timing through race rosters. So you can register online, and through our Facebook page, you will find all the links to get onto it. And afterwards, the 5K, well, we do the traditional. We have the Mokajambi, we have rhythm session, we have cool down with the gym, and we have, of course, sampling of free fish broth and other samples involved. And then the second segment kicks off at 12 noon, where we would have activities we're going back in times with the greasy pole and the greasy pig and other adventures. Then we will have the fishermen with the boat race. We have 4 categories with the boat race competition. So that will finish off our day with other small events in between. We have a complete section where we want to highlight and reintroduce back. For those who've forgotten, we want to have a whole section with the life of a fisherman.
Okay, tell me about that.
So with the life of a fisherman now, we have different type of fishing. So we have the net, we have the towing, the trolling, we have the pot fishing, all of which take place.
Pot fishing?
Yes.
What is pot fishing?
Yes, sir.
Like a basket.
Okay.
And you set it out for crab, lobster, redfish, different types.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yes.
Okay, I would love to learn how to do that.
Oh, it's very hard because
Oh,
it's
it's
a big
hard.
basket to drop and then you have to lift it onto the boats.
Then after you take your mark.
Okay.
The location, you better drop it.
Right.
GPS.
Obviously, I have to remember. That might be the problem for me. I might not remember exactly where I dropped it. So that might be. I don't think I should compete in that one. And if that was a race, no. I know you also have a blessing of the fleet as well.
Yes.
So that's something
Tradition,
you do every
yes.
year.
For St. Peter's, yes.
Okay, tell me about that.
So Father would come, we have all our pirogues line up clean, anchor, bow and stern. So we have a prayer session where he would bless the fleet, the boat fleet, bless the captains, the crew. Then we prepare food for the less fortunate and stuff. So he blessed the food for distribution, and it's a simple service with that. So we always give thanks back, remembering the patron of Saint.
So it seems like it's going to be a very packed day. This is on Saturday, 4th July. What are you looking forward to most on this day?
The entertainment, bring back the live, the boat race.
Entertainment.
The boat race,
okay. And what are you looking forward to most, Alicia?
I am looking forward to just having the event back, seeing that so much years have passed without having an event. My excitement and my thrill is just to kick off this event and have it. Let us bring it back. Let us come back from nothing. Let us do it.
You know, the people of Erin will definitely enjoy this after so many years, but also people from all over Trinidad and Tobago can come.
Yes.
Okay, so how do you, attend? Do you have to just attend, or you have to get tickets or anything like that?
Just attend.
Oh, Okay.
It's
So
free
it's
for the
free to
public.
the public.
Yes.
So everyone can go experience that St. Peter's Day celebration. It's taking place at the St. Francis Road Erin Beach facilities. And just a recap of the events happening again on that day.
Kicking off with 6 a.m. for the 5K run and walk. We have the blessing of the fleet at 9:30 with our prayer session and distribution of food. And the second segment kicks off at 12 noon with our events with the boat race, greasy pole, and
Greasy pig.
we also
What's
have
a
a
greasy
cultural
pig?
It's something they shave the pig,
All the
grease
year,
it down,
grease it down and
and you have to catch the pig.
As if greasy pole wasn't hard enough.
Yes.
Now we have a greasy
greasy pig.
pig competition. Would you be
Yes.
competing?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll come to help. I can help. You know, the basket, the bowl fishing, the basket, the pot fishing. That is not going to work out for me. But we're looking forward to the fish broth as well. So local cuisine,
Yes.
you'll also get an opportunity to sample some fresh seafood, perhaps.
Yes, we
Yeah.
will have roast fish, fry fish. We are hoping that we get enough chip
Okay.
to bring down.
That
to
is a hard
introduce.
one to basically
Yes.
get and then clean and all of that.
The timing of the year as well play
Okay.
a part in it. So
All right. Well, thank you very much for sharing all of this with us this morning. You know, as I said before, I do believe that we really need to express a lot more appreciation for our fisher folk. They really do go out there and put their lives on the line to ensure that we are fed and that we are happy and that we get our fill of seafood. So thank you very, very, very much to all the fisher folk in Trinidad and Tobago and, of course, the world. So this is taking place Saturday, 4th July, St. Francis Road, Erin Beach facilities. And we wish you every success this year. Hopefully, next year we see another event.
Yes,
No more breaks.
Next
We're
year
not
is
taking
bigger
any
and
more
better.
breaks.
Next year bigger and better.
See, we're already putting that out into the universe. Next year will be bigger and better. The time now is 6:51 on Trinidad and Tobago Today. We take a break and come back.
Being connected, it means a lot because, first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going on, you know.
You know, I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digicel is kind of a comfort, you know, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network and I was having problems, so I joined Digicel. And I never regretted it.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Rivalries, predictions, and bragging rights. Who are you backing? Who's already making excuses? And who do you think will lift the trophy? Join hosts Mariah Ramharak and Nasira Mohammed live on The Final VAR, Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. as they discuss every controversy, every goal, and review every match from football's biggest stage, along with a panel of guests. The Final VAR, where the debate is as exciting as the game. Watch exclusively on TTT and stream on TTT Live online.
Up for this exciting challenge and confident about your business? If you are, the 1020 feature is just what you need. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 1020 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
Well, last week we have been updating you on everything happening with the earthquake in Venezuela. And just another update for you this morning. The death toll from this devastating twin earthquake has climbed to at least 1,450. Devastating news this morning, with more than 3,150 people injured as rescue efforts continue. Now, survivors are sharing all their stories on the internet. I saw this one with a mother saying that she stayed alive because her 18-month-old son was still alive, and another survivor actually said that everything just kept collapsing. Absolutely awful. And rescue teams are also saying that the critical 96-hour window, well, that has now passed. So that makes things a little bit more difficult, and hopes are sadly fading as crews continue to search for what they call miracle rescues. Authorities are warning that the death toll is expected to rise, while some residents are saying that there is still a shortage of heavy machinery needed to clear the rubble. Of course, we've been telling you all about the rescue missions that are heading there to offer their help. We gave you some of those, last week, and we'll continue to do that this week as well, bringing you all the information as it comes to hand. Well, the time now just about 5 minutes before 7 o'clock. We continue to mourn the loss and celebrate the life of Oscar B. This morning we were joined by Kurt Allen, who shared a nice tribute. You can see that a little bit later on at TTT Live online. Also, did you know that football fever is reaching boiling point? Well, don't watch the finals from your couch when you can experience it with a crowd that's just as passionate as you. Sunday, July 19th, all roads lead to the Mecca. 11A Maraval Road, Port of Spain. That's right here. Digicel and the TTT Limited Media Network present Game On, the finale, the ultimate watch party experience. Who will lift the trophy? Well, get ready to feel the energy, the excitement, and the passion for the biggest match of the tournament on giant screens, with giveaways along with specials, after-show performances from all your favorite artists, and most importantly, admission is absolutely free. We'll tell you more about that inside the next hour when Trinidad and Tobago Today continues.
Being connected, it means a lot because, first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going on,
I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digicel is kind of a comfort, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network and I was having problems, so I joined Digicel, and I never regretted it.
Attention viewers in Trinidad and Tobago. The Truth of God now airs on the TTT network every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. You won't want to miss the dynamic preaching and teaching of Pastor Jennings as he speaks from God's Holy Bible.
Believe what God says.
The Truth of God, every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. on Trinidad and Tobago television. You can also watch The Truth of God 24/7 at thetog.tv.
Unleash your imagination with TTT's Terrific Toon Time. Join us as we stop evil geniuses from taking over the world on Super Z, or hop on board for a journey into outer space with Galaxy Kids. Be a part of our quest to save the forest alongside our robot pals from Bugspot Ignition. Or let's go exploring with Duda and Dada. It's fun-filled adventure with Terrific Toon Time right here on TTT.
There are a number of risk factors for heart disease.
So a lot of attention has to be put towards preventive cardiology. What can we do to reduce the burden due to all these risk factors? Hypertension, diabetes, cholesterol, need to stop cigarette smoking, you gotta get people exercising.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Resilient, brave, worthy. 12 majestic women, 12 majestic journeys. Majestic Makeover Season 3, coming soon to TTT and TTT Live Online.
Majestic Makeover Season 3 is powered by
Your news, anytime, anywhere. TTT News brings you the facts that matter most, on air and online. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Good morning. This is your CDC News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. Education Minister Dr. Michael Dowlath has announced plans to strengthen STEM education in Trinidad and Tobago. He made the disclosure while addressing students at the inaugural First Tech Challenge National Robotics Tournament. The competition, themed Decode, challenged students to design, build, and program robots while developing critical STEM skills, teamwork, and problem-solving abilities. Minister Dowlath said the tournament was about much more than robotics. It was preparing students for the country's future. The minister said robotics competitions help students build resilience and apply classroom knowledge to real-world challenges. Dr. Dowlath also announced plans to strengthen STEM education by expanding digital technology, robotics, and artificial intelligence in schools. The inaugural tournament brought together students, teachers, and mentors from across the country, highlighting the growing focus on STEM education and innovation as Trinidad and Tobago prepares the next generation of engineers, programmers, and technology leaders. In more news, the Tobago House of Assembly Deputy Chief Secretary Dr. Faith Brebner has assured Tobagonians that they have nothing to fear, following statements about a possible hiring freeze within the THA. This follows statements made during the debate of THA's budget for fiscal 2026-2027 by Chief Secretary Farley Agustin, noted that it might be time for the THA to consider a hiring freeze due to its rising employment bill. Dr. Brebner explained that salaries take up the bulk of funding under recurrent expenditure, limiting investments in other projects. The Chief Secretary revealed that the THA has hired over 3,100 people since January 2022 and are continuing to fill vacancies. The THA is also responsible for over 60% of employment on the island. Dr. Brebner explained that this situation is not sustainable and the THA is working on ways to bolster the private sector to better create a balance in employment statistics. Dr. Brebner assured that they have no intention of firing anyone from positions they currently hold. And in sport now, the FIFA World Cup round of 32 kicked off on Sunday with Canada facing South Africa at the SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. It was the first time in the knockout stage of the FIFA World Cup, both Canada and South Africa, and it proved to be a competitive affair, which seemed headed for extra time before Stephen Eustáquio grabbed a winner for the co-hosts 2 minutes into second-half stoppage time. Bafana will count themselves unlucky as they played their best football of the tournament but never found a decisive final touch. Canada will now await the winner of the match between the Netherlands and Morocco for a showdown in the round of 16 on July 4th. And that's what's making the news at this time. When we come back, it's hour number 2 of Trinidad and Tobago Today.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Ready to brighten your space the right way? Don't settle for the ordinary. Step into brilliant. At Trinity Lighting Etc. Limited, we bring you over 20 years of experience in bulbs, specialty lighting, and hard-to-find lighting parts. Not sure what you need? Our knowledgeable team is ready to guide you. Whether it's for your home, medical, commercial, marine, or business, we deliver quality you can trust at prices you love. Visit us today at 123 Western Main Road, St. James, or call us at 628-8373 or WhatsApp at 461-8620. Check us out on email at trinityetc@yahoo.com. Trinity Lighting Etc. Limited. We light up your life.
Welcome back to Trinidad and Tobago Today on TTT. Happy Monday to you if you're just joining us. Well, music has always had the power to comfort, inspire, and bring people together. This July, audiences are invited to experience an evening where music meets faith, storytelling, and service. A Tapestry of Grace is more than just a concert. It's a journey of hope, redemption, and charity, with proceeds supporting the outreach work of the Parish Church of St. Paul. Well, joining us this morning, we have the chairman of the Lydians, that's Bernard Shepherd, SC. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
Thank you for being here.
And thank you for having us.
So, for those hearing about a Tapestry of Grace for the first time, what exactly is this?
Well, I mean, it's a spiritual journey. I think we're taking you to that special place where you can only connect with music and spirituality. And a Tapestry of Grace is also about charity, because us as the Lydian singers, we have embarked upon a series of projects, one annual project per year, whereby we are going to donate our services to a charity of our choice. And of course, we plan that over a 3-year period, and next year, of course, is going to be the grand finale.
Yeah, now the title itself is quite powerful. So what does a Tapestry of Grace represent, and what message now do you hope that it will leave with the audiences?
Well, the production, as minuscule as it is, which is woven into the music, it's all about this young chorister who finds herself in some sort of financial trouble. I know we can all relate to financial responsibility in these times. And she, of course, has to make that choice. You know, you get to that crossroad and you can either go straight, left, or right. And every option that you take, you have a consequence. And of course, it's a test of your own spirituality, your faithfulness, your ability to compromise, your ability to accept, and your ability to attune. And all of that would transition from music into reality.
So we're seeing some footage on the screen right now, and I know that it isn't just a concert, but as I said before, it's a combination of music and storytelling, and most importantly, that theatrical presentation. So tell us how that concept all came together.
Well, it came together because we are on this journey to sort of rebrand the choir and use every artistic art form possible from the local landscape. And we feel that while music can tell a story, when you want to connect with an audience, you have to certainly have the production element. And we pride ourselves in doing these live productions, as challenging as they may be. And you have certain tableaus and stuff within the church, because the concert is set within the churchyard. And we feel that if that doesn't bring the spirituality, I don't know what will. And of course you have the drama, and of course it's being done in San Fernando, and the connection with the production would certainly be Fontclair. And Fontclair is certainly the root of San Fernando as it relates to steel band, and that's just my personal opinion, as it relates to steel band and pan and stuff. And they're going, of course, going to deliver a snippet of Pan by Storm for the audience. And I think it's really, if I may borrow the Barbadian expression, a cobblepot of drama and music, and of course our national instruments, which we love so much, the pan.
Yeah.
You know, in South, from South to South.
Now, the Lydians have really built a reputation for musical excellence as well over many years. Tell us a little bit about the choir and how it remains an important part of Trinidad and Tobago's cultural landscape.
Well, you know, you just hit a pet topic for me. I think Lydians really and truly is a hallmark of musical excellence. I mean, Pat Bishop took the choir to a certain level, and she demonstrated that you can, in fact, fuse the local art form into what I consider to be the classics, and her musical excellence and her ability to take little snippets of what I consider indigenous Trinidad and Tobago and transform it into a musical giant is fantastic. Now, those are big shoes to fill, and the choir continues to grow and to blossom and to transform.
Yeah.
Because with every transition in leadership, what you would have is a change in sound. And that sound, I think, indigenously Lydian, but I think we also have to capture the growing market and the change in the cultural diaspora.
Yeah, and also we're bringing together different generations and musical groups for this event. So it's a very inclusive event, and it's something for everyone.
Yes, it is. We have the senior choir, of course, and you know, Patrick Bircham and choral assistant would be by the renowned tenor Dr. Edward Cumberbatch. We also have our junior choir, which is the Tacomas, and that's the arranger, it will be Lorraine Grandison. We have our steel, which is Lydian steel, and that's Asher Noel. And we have, of course, the incomparable Fontclair juniors. And of course, they are what I consider to be very young, very dynamic, because I feel in order for us to survive, you need that kinetic energy to be able to invoke that musical journey throughout the production.
Now, I know that proceeds will actually go toward the outreach activities for the parish church of St. Paul.
Exclusively.
So it's a great opportunity to give back and to contribute to something good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about the event now, and where can we get tickets, and how should we make our plans to get there?
Right. So the event takes place on July the 12th at the Parish Hall, the St. Paul's Parish Hall, which is on the promenade in San Fernando. Of course, tickets are available at the church of any parish member. Any Lydian member, you can contact us by at Lex Caribbean, Lex Caribbean, 628-9255. There are tickets available there. So we have, and of course, I need to say, limited seating, because we can only hold 400 persons.
So that means you only have about, 2 weeks?
5 minutes. 5 minutes to get your ticket.
You have 5 minutes to get those tickets. Only a few hundred people can be
Only a few
seated.
hundred persons, yes.
Yes. All right. So we will see you then. It's a tapestry of grace. And what are you looking forward to most?
I am looking forward, I have to be honest, I love my Lydians, but Pan by Storm. I want to feel San Fernando when I go down there, and I want those young people to lift me off of those pews with the music. And I love the fact that the church was accommodating to be able to allow Pan by Storm to be played within the church hall. We have come a long way.
Yeah.
We have come a long way.
What's your closing words for our viewers this morning?
Come, experience, let us give a piece of us into San Fernando, and let us get a piece of San Fernando in us. Fusion.
Yeah, a tapestry of grace. It's taking place on Sunday, July 12th at 6 p.m. at the Parish Church of St. Paul Harris Promenade, San Fernando. Remember, tickets are only $200 and available from the Parish Church, and of course, everywhere else that we discussed this morning. It's really an opportunity to enjoy an evening of exceptional music, and it's also supporting a worthy cause. So we wish you all the very best.
Thank you very much.
In this one, and we hope to see you again. We know that you're very comfortable on this set. You know, he actually does enjoy being here with us. So we'll see you again. We will see you again.
Thank you very much. And on behalf of the Lydians and Faunclair, thank you for having us.
All right, 7:14, that's the time. We understand that the traffic is pretty bad outside. So if you are just heading out, you might be a little bit late. So please just cater for that. Do not rush. It's just sit in the traffic and stream us live on YouTube or Facebook. We love having you here with us on Trinidad and Tobago Today. We take a break and come back with more.
The plays that shake the arenas. The stories that move a nation. From football to cricket, track to tennis, every win, every rivalry, every headline. This is where Trinidad and Tobago come for sports.
TTT Sports. Committed, accurate, relevant.
Being connected, it means a lot because, first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going on, you know.
You know, I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digital is kind of a comfort, you know, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network, and I was having problems, so I joined Digicel, and I never regretted it.
Hey, up for this exciting challenge and confident about your business? If you are, the 1020 feature is just what you need. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 1020 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
Resilient, brave, worthy. 12 majestic women, 12 majestic journeys. Majestic Makeover Season 3, coming soon to TTT and TTT Live Online.
Majestic Makeover Season 3 is powered by
Came out from underground, and met 3 new friends. What will he discover today? Let's shout his name today. Came out from underground, and met 3 new friends. Ride off in car and fly up high. Let's have a fun time. La la
When it matters, we're there, reporting the news as it happens, because your world can't wait. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
The steel pan is the only acoustic musical instrument invented in the 20th century, and its story began right here in Trinidad and Tobago. 75 years ago, the Trinidad All-Steel Percussion Orchestra, better known as TASPO, made history by introducing the sound of pan to an international audience, marking the beginning of the instrument's global journey. This year, that remarkable legacy is being celebrated through TASPO at 75, and a special production, The Day the Pan Sailed. Well, joining us this morning, we have Director Marvin Ishmael and another very special guest with us here. Good morning to you both.
Oh, good morning.
How are you this morning?
Great. In fact, it's always nice to be up early and
always up to it's great
show.
being up early. How are you, Patrice?
Well, thank you for asking. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, the traffic is pretty bad this morning. I'm hearing about that, but we're so glad that you're here with us. We have a very important conversation this morning, TASPO. Now, for those who may not know the story, what exactly is TASPO and why is it such an important part of Trinidad and Tobago's history?
Well, I think, in fact, your guest just before us mentioned something quite amazing, which is that the church in San Fernando is having the steel band as a part of, or allowing the steel band to be a part of that celebration there in the congregation. And none of this would have been possible if not for the movement of pan from 1951 to now. That's right. So in the 75 years that pan has sailed across from Britain to regions across the world, the way that the pan has been perceived, received, and acknowledged has made doors open, not just internationally, but even here in Trinidad and Tobago, where now it's not uncommon to see the pan within our churches, within our communities, doing things that pan normally would not have been associated with at the time. So for us, that first movement, when the orchestra sailed, those men that came from various steel bands across the nation to represent Trinidad and Tobago at the Festival of Britain marked a really important step in the history of pan. And for us as artists, and I think for us as cultural ambassadors in Trinidad and Tobago, it's important for us to tell those stories and to remind people of the men and the women who were involved in pan at the time, what they did, their challenges, their obstacles, and to do it in an entertaining and theatrical fashion. And therefore, TASPO at 75, the Day the Pan Sail, is a part of that celebration of that magnificent journey on the San Mateo by these men from Trinidad and Tobago.
Wow. Yeah. So let's talk about the Day the Pan Sailed. Yes. What can audiences expect from this reenactment production?
Well, we're very excited. Thank you again for having us. We're very excited to be putting on this production. It's not a musical, but there are musical elements because it's the steel pan. And because it's Trinidad and Tobago, we have different elements of our musicality, calypso, soca, and those elements of the chantwells and the griots following through with their responsibility, telling the story of what had happened during that point in time. So as Professor Ishmael would have mentioned just now, you know, this is telling the story, something that Trinbagonians tend to take for granted. We tend to take for granted the steel pan we have in the church now, the steel pan that we have on the street, that we can hear it when before it was admonished. You know, they were punished. They were called vandals, vagabonds, hooligans, all sorts of stuff just for, like, you know, embodying being a Trinbagonian and the manifestation of this instrument that we were inspired to create in Trinidad and Tobago, one dot on the world that always ripples across the oceans with these huge contributions to the universe.
Yeah.
Yes. So, sorry about that.
No, it's fine.
What they can expect is to learn about the history of pan from conception to TASPO, which actually is the predecessor of NSSO, who will be joining us. the National
Steel Symphony Orchestra of Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes, they will be joining us, and they are actually the descendants, the direct descendants of Taspo. You know, so they will also be learning a lot of the history. They'll also be learning some calypsos within those points in time, you know, because there are songs that would have spoken about what was happening. Baseball bat, cutlass, all kind of thing happening in the mass.
So there's a steel band clash. There's Dan is the man in the van. We have sailing. So different songs from that era or that signify the importance of the events that were happening there on stage. And of course, we have a wonderful performer. Most people know him, Chrison Joseph.
The Seraphim
is joining us as the Calypsonian. So he's playing a character called Boomer. And of course, as Patrice just mentioned, the National Steel Symphony Orchestra is also performing, lending their talents to it, as well as Unistars.
Yes.
They're doing a percussive piece, and they from that band we have the men who are representing all those players who went to Britain.
Yes.
So for us, it's not just about the history. For us, is as we tell our history, how can we tell our history in such a fashion that makes it interesting, entertaining, educational at the same time? So we don't. History is not something that's just boring that you read on a page, but we want to get into the mindset of the people at the time and those people who went to the docks to kind of bid farewell, because we know that once they achieved success in Britain, what that meant for the instrument here was that people then realized, oh my God, if the people in, and it's sad to say, but once we have received recognition away, it seems as then locally everybody goes, it's fine now. Now I can allow my daughters and my sons and my children to play, be a part of this. And some of the conditions that these pan people were facing at the time are still prevalent today. And that's the sad thing about society, that some of the problems that we have haven't been curtailed, they're not fixed, and therefore you have problems. I mean, as we know, as we look back at history, it was a violent time, but sometimes violence is based on our inability to meet our needs. As individuals. I think every man, despite what background he comes from, they want to meet the needs of their family. And sometimes when those opportunities don't exist, they do things that we know are wrong, but still we, you know, in the movies, it looks good. I've been, you know, we watch movies and series that deal with men who are forced to do things that are not right within society, and they become heroes on the screen. In real life, they're not. They're not heroes. But still, we can understand that journey from not having food on your table to doing things that are wrong. And I think that's a part of, if we look at history, we can say, how can we change that? How can we look at some of the problems we are facing now, and how can we address them by providing alternate means of employment and opportunities for men and women so that we all have pride. And I think that's the biggest thing for me as a director in looking at the history piece, is that it reminds me that problems, if we don't solve them, continues from generation to generation. And that's an amazing thing. Whereas at the same time, the triumphs of those pan men who first went remind me today that there are triumphs available for all our young people today, you know, despite economic or social backgrounds.
And it's our responsibility as artists and creators, according to Dr. Brown, edutainment, you know, so through entertainment and through the arts, we educate.
Now let's talk exactly about the Day the Pan sale. How can people experience all of this? How can we attend?
Okay. Now, because the fact that we want as many people as possible to see this and to go through that experience, tickets are only $50. I know you can't even buy a good KFC for $50, but so $50 at Napa's box office. right here in sweet Port of Spain. You can go to the box office, pick up a ticket for $50, and it's on Saturday, this coming Saturday at 7 p.m. And if you're a student with ID, just $40.
We're seeing your rehearsals on the screen right now, some footage from that, and really seeing everyone putting in the work.
Yes.
I'm seeing you as well on the screen in just a short bit. So lots of work going into this event.
That is Joshua Phillips. He actually wrote the play. Joshua Phillips, who will be playing Pero Grenade. He was just on the screen. And, well, of course, Mr. Ishmael giving his guidance and his notes, you know, and we just got a lot of young persons. You notice a little boy is there. That's a little boy I mentor. He's a steel pan player, but he also plays a lot of instruments, and he's also learning so much. Mr. Ishmael, you see his eyes light up when he's like learning something, and even as he's taking direction, he's getting early theater training from the Marvin Ishmael, myself as well, you know. But we have a lot of young people involved, and definitely it is something we hope to push into the future and propel culturally for us to have young people aware and proud of these types of projects.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us. Task Force 75, the day the pan sailed. It takes place on Saturday, July 4th from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Napa. It's definitely a wonderful opportunity to celebrate the pioneers who carry the sound of steel pan beyond our shores and really help to shape one of Trinidad and Tobago's greatest cultural contributions to the world. We wish you every success with the celebration, and we'll talk to you soon. The time now 7:29. Hope your day has been off to a great start. If you've been looking at us, streaming us live on YouTube or Facebook, a special hello to you. For all the stories that you see here and more, follow us at TTT Live Online. If you want to contribute to the show in any way, simply send us an email at tttoday@ttt.co.tt, and you can be a part of the conversation that's shaping our nation. Trinidad and Tobago Today, news you can trust and the stories that matter.
Your heart, brain, and body work hard every day. Give them the support they deserve with omega-3. Packed with essential fatty acids, omega-3 helps support heart health, brain function, and overall wellness. Whether you're staying active, focused, or simply living life to the fullest, live healthier with omega-3. Wellness that works from within. Tune in to Wellness Unlocked on TTT Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9:45 a.m.
Whatever the skies bring, stay prepared with TTT Weather. Committed, accurate, relevant.
If it matters to you, it matters to us. We report the news, real stories in real time. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Hi everybody, I am Leah.
And I'm Dion.
And we are
The Duncans.
Listen, we're here to tell you about a project the Lord has given to us called the Marriage Confessional. It is geared toward married couples, those that are on the road to marriage, and those that want to get married one day.
So join us on TTT and on Facebook and YouTube at TTT Live Online.
The Marriage Confessional, only on TTT.
Someone who is lying.
abuse is one secret you should never keep.
Football fever is reaching boiling point. Don't watch the finals from your couch when you can experience it with a crowd that's just as passionate as you. Sunday, July 19th, all roads lead to the Mecca, 11A Marval Road, Port of Spain. Digicel and the TTT Limited Media Network present Game On, the finale, the ultimate watch party experience. Who will lift the trophy? Get ready to feel the energy, the excitement, and the passion for the biggest match of the tournament on giant screens with giveaways, along with special after-show performances from your favorite artists. And most importantly, admission is free. So to gain your entry, well, you must secure your exclusive access pass. Log on now to Island Tickets to get yours today. Gates open at 1 p.m., so come early and don't miss a moment. For more details, stay locked into the TTT Limited Media Network, Sweet 100.1 FM, Next 99.1 FM, and Talk City 91.1 FM. Game On, the finale. Don't just watch it. Experience it. Powered by Digicel, Real Connections, and the TTT Limited Media Network. Well, continuing with our show this morning. Now, every day we hear the phrase, hard work pays off. But in today's world, talent and qualifications alone don't always guarantee opportunity. Sometimes the difference isn't ability, it's visibility. Why are so many capable people being overlooked, and how can they better position themselves for success? Joining us to explore that conversation this morning is journalist, public relations executive, author, founder of the CS Fab Forum, and creator of the Visibility Gap, Cherise Singh. Good morning, Cherise.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here. You look lovely.
Thank you. Thank you to my designer, Haja. We got some stuff for you today.
Oh my goodness.
So we got you one of our lounge sets. I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you.
And we also got you, we always give flowers. So we had to give you your flowers. Thank you for having us.
Oh, that's
so
really
we're going to tuck it away right here and let's get started.
Nice and put away, and no one is going to steal that from me this morning. So Cherise, tell us, what exactly is the visibility gap?
The visibility gap is that space between being qualified and being seen, being visible. In the digital era, it's not sufficient to be qualified alone or to have skills. You have to make yourself visible. So the visibility gap is really exploring that space and helping creatives, entrepreneurs, professionals to employ strategies that I would have used in my own life to sort of bridge the gap in an intentional and authentic way.
And, you know, as I was introducing you, I said, like, a lot of talented people remain overlooked in today's society. Why do you think that is?
I think because we have been taught that hard work pays off. And don't toot your own horn. And, you know, we've heard so many of those things that keep us believing that it's not normal or acceptable. But the reality is, if you don't sign yourself, you'll never get signed. This is the era to do that, especially where we are in a digital stage where you have to promote yourself first. And it's not tooting your own horn. It's not egotistical. So I believe that a lot of talented people, we're afraid to be cringe, and we're afraid to appear cringe, especially with, you know, in the Caribbean, where we are taught that we don't do that. It's inappropriate to do that.
But is talent enough anymore?
It's not enough. It's not enough. And especially in a world where I think people are so multi-talented. Caribbean people are so gorgeous. Let's just start there. We all look good. We all are multi-talented. We are multi-educated. We have several qualifications. I don't think talent is enough. Talent is just that first step to get in the door. But the reality is you need to be visible. I need to know what you're offering. I need to know what you're selling, right? So that's what visibility does.
Yeah. So what inspired you to create this series?
A lot of women like myself, because we all want to reach that point of self-actualization. And we all want to have some sort of visibility on whatever we do. We want to have a vision of impact, and we want to see that. So I think it inspired me to really examine the topic and really apply it to my own self over the years, and here we are today.
And what lessons from your own journey actually shaped this message?
For me, this started with being retrenched and being a new mom. So it all happened, it crashed instantly. And I was an educated professional, and I didn't really have options. And being a public relations person, I said, you know what, Sharice, you're doing this for corporations. You're doing this for politicians. Apply it to your own self. And then we started what we call the CSFAB brand. And from that, I sort of built my reputation and my platform.
Now, how can professionals become more visible, Sharice?
It starts with curating a personal brand. And I think you have to really dig deep and be intentional about it. After we have discovered that, we have discovered what our vision of impact is, it's communicating that. And it may feel cringe. And you have to do it continuously. Once you've done the groundwork in communicating your vision of impact continuously, I think really it's building genuine relationships. I mean, we've heard about networking, but we've never really applied networking to a genuine relationship building setting. I think those are the two things I would focus on if I was building visibility today.
And what role does personal branding play in career growth?
I think it's everything. Personal branding is now the new CV. When we look at people like Pharrell, for example, he brought a lot of personal brand to Louis Vuitton. So a lot of designers question his placement there. Personal branding is the new CV. I think we should take it seriously and we should teach young people how to do it as well.
Now, what advice would you actually give to young professionals looking on this morning who are entering the workforce?
Focus on your skills, develop them. Focus on your CV, your actual written CV, but build your personal brand simultaneously. Because in 15 years, it's really going to be the next thing. It's going to be the soft skills. It's going to be the way that you make people feel when they hear your name or when you enter a room. So it is critical at this time, actually.
And why is this conversation critical for Caribbean people?
Because we were taught hard work pays off.
Yeah.
Don't toot your own horn. Don't be arrogant. And I think we need to really change that narrative, especially with our young people. We are now competing on a global and international stage. And I think that is the wrong message to send to young professionals and the next generation.
Now, Sharice, what do you hope that viewers will take away from the visibility gap?
That this is not for a special group of people. It's not for the pretty people or the educated people or the bougie people. This is for everyone and it can be curated. You just have to be intentional, you have to be strategic, you have to follow the steps, and we have a platform that we use. It's called Baby. So we follow the methods along the way and you will get it.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Baby Branding and Your Business. It's a workbook that we have, and the workbook really is what I used in my own life as a public relations person who dealt with corporate brands. And then I said, you know what, let me apply that to self, and let's grow something that we call personal brands. And that blueprint is what I used, and it's helped me to enter the doors of Vogue and to interact with a lot of international journalists. And so we curated, this workbook that we believe it helps women so far.
All right, well, thank you,
so
very much. What do you want to leave our viewers with this morning?
You can be visible. Be cringe, get up and do it, follow the steps. Just get it done, because it really is the next step for you, your brand, your career. And as I always tell women, it's where you access the opportunities and you create the life that you want.
Thank you very much, Sharice.
So much.
Before we wrap up, we actually have a video from some of your students this morning. So we're going to take that in. Sharice, thank you so much for joining us on Trinidad and Tobago today. That video for you now.
Oh my gosh.
Our Sashing with Style session today with Ms. Sharice Singh was a really fun and interactive one. I would have learned so much exclusive information about personal style, developing your style, what your style says.
Today's session was very informative, which resonates with my creative style. I intend to share this information with my community.
It was very refreshing, insightful, and informative. It spoke to me about how I show up in the world and how I sell my brand, and I want people to perceive me.
And I believe that if I use this knowledge in the future,
I can inspire others to find their own style.
I do hope to retain this information to not only assist myself, but others around me in their style and fashion sense.
I will use this knowledge to educate those around me about the importance of finding their unique style.
I hope to retain this information and use it in the future for future events or anything that comes about. Thank you.
I know it sounds romantic to leave everything behind to bake bread and muffins, but this isn't us. We haven't worked here in 20 years.
I'm from the Great National Trust Bank.
2 weeks.
That gives you until the 24th.
But I mean, that's Christmas Eve. Have you thought about entering the Grand Prix?
The what?
This isn't just some game for bored housewives. This is baking, and you're rolling with the big boys now.
We got a contest to win.
Yeah, we do.
Coming up, hot plates, cold drinks, and chill vibes were the order of the month in Antigua and Barbuda. Top chefs, tasty menus, influencers, and foodies. The boxes were ticked, kitchens buzzing, and grills fired up. It's the one and only Antigua and Barbuda Culinary Month. It's Caribbean Passport TV on TTT.
Resilient, brave, worthy. 12 majestic women, 12 majestic journeys. Majestic Makeover Season 3, coming soon to TTT and TTT Live Online.
Majestic Makeover Season 3 is powered by...
What if possibility was only the beginning? Welcome to Limitless, a journey where ideas become action and action becomes impact. From breaking barriers and challenging misconceptions to designing with dignity and driving innovation with heart. This series explores how inclusion is moving from concept to community in Trinidad and Tobago. Across each episode, we meet the change makers and everyday leaders turning challenges into opportunity, building real solutions that change real lives, from possibility to impact. This is Limitless.
Grandma, is this your recipe book? Wait, this is like the holy grail of your family, right?
Why don't you ladies make the ginger snaps? People seem to really like them. We need to have a fundraising event to raise some money for the children's clinic.
Just think about all those kiddies at the clinic.
I'm Jamila Bannister, host of the Socially Safe podcast, the new TTPS podcast where we share real stories, teach real lessons, and create real impact. From online safety and youth crime to community policing and personal responsibility, we go beyond the headlines and talk about what's happening in our communities with the officers and experts who are on the front lines. Because safety starts with awareness, conversation, and action. Tune in to the Socially Safe podcast on the TTPS YouTube channel, listen on Apple Podcasts, and on Spotify. Don't miss it.
Watch on TTT, Mondays, 6 p.m., Tuesdays, 1:10 p.m.
when engineering, creativity, teamwork, and a little healthy competition come together, you get the box cut intercall competition. Over the years, the initiative has challenged secondary school students to design, build, and race their own box cuts while developing valuable STEAM skills. This year, the competition is getting even bigger with a new entrepreneurship component and plans to welcome schools from across the Caribbean. Well, joining us this morning, we have the director of the Gravity Racing Association of Trinidad and Tobago, and that's Andre Critchlow and Nicole Johnson. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Now, for viewers who may be seeing all of this for the first time, what exactly is the box cut intercall competition?
Okay, so basically what we've done is we have incorporated the build process of building a box cut and attached it to academia. All the work they do towards building their box cuts can actually be submitted as part of their SVAs. Pretty much like a physics lab or a science lab. So you write all your observations, your conclusions, and you're grading on that. So it's not just about building and racing, but you also have to show and document your thought process.
Oh.
And you're rewarded for it. Actually, the written component that you have to submit is 65% of your overall score.
Wow.
So although you might have the fastest on the day,
right?
Somebody who might be a little slower, but they did a more thorough build process.
Like they said in school, you show the work in.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Exactly.
Show how you came up with this.
Right.
Now, the competition has been around for several years. How has it evolved since the very first event?
How has it evolved? How has it evolved? Blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah. Okay.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
Fair.
So what happened is we originally did it in 2015 at the Gene Press Complex. And what we found was the youths took over. Right. They jumped in and they were more involved than everybody else. And we wanted it to be a big people thing. We go there, have fun and stuff. But we said, okay, if the target market has shifted to that, let's find a way to make it worth their while and be rewarding and engaging, and it connected generations. Because while we targeted the parents, the kids took over and they had a lot of sharing of stories of when they were racing box carts down a hill in San Fernando and things like that. So we said, you know what, there's something here that can add value. And that's where we committed from since then to now.
And speaking of value, this entrepreneurship component, why was it important to include business and innovation alongside engineering and racing?
So the thought process was simple and realistic, real world. Brilliant ideas will stay as an idea without the finance or the back end to build it. And what we found is some of these youths were very creative and innovative with regard to finding the funding and stuff. I mean, a lot of them would repurpose materials, but at any engineering project, they will tell you that cost is a significant factor.
Yes.
It also captured a whole new group of students that are not just strictly STEM.
I'm seeing some of the
cards. There you go.
The cards there. Wow. And they're building this from the ground up.
Yes, ma'am.
So what kind of skills are they developing throughout this process?
It's fascinating to see children use materials that are readily available to them without having to go the extra mile. But they put in a lot of effort using what they have, like wood, PVC. We had someone use fiberglass at one time. So they're using what's available to them in their community and so forth to be able to build it from scratch. They don't have a template given to them or anything like that. This is all of their ingenuity, creativity, teamwork. So truly it's life skills we're talking about, right? It's teamwork, it's leadership, it's confidence in your own ability to handle a tool, So all of those things come into play here, things that they need not just now, but definitely for the future as well.
And I know that this year's competition is also going regional. So tell us about the plans to welcome schools from other Caribbean countries.
So traditionally we had set the end of the year for our events, but what we've found is interest throughout the Caribbean, they want to come, but they can't get the time off from their school term. So we shifted the date to be now the week after school closes. So students abroad have an opportunity to come and visit, so much so we have a representative from the US who's coming down to scout the event so that next year they can prepare and plan and bring their team to come and compete here. So we're excited about that. We've seen where that shift in the date is rewarding and is actually opening the opportunities. We're having discussions with Barbados, Jamaica. They're trying to put resources together. As we mentioned resources, this year we have also partnered with MIC. What they've done is they've opened all their centers to any secondary school as well as visitors to help build their cart. So students now, or schools that don't have the tech VOC resources, they can actually go to MIC and be supervised in their building. So students get to learn how to handle power tools and stuff like that, you know? So again, we are leveling the playing field where everybody has the same resources and just encouraging creativity and excitement, have the kids come out and express themselves.
Finally, let's talk about this year's competition now. How can we get involved?
So it's very straightforward. We've been doing this with the support from Trinituna every year. You go to trinituna.com/boxcart and everything is self-explanatory there. We also have some fantastic sponsors on board this year. Yeah, we have Gatorade, making sure we're all hydrated and stuff like that. And we have the RHL group,
who are offering 3 fantastic prizes. And so we have the Burger King Golden Bun Award. So it's about your team, right? So your most creative team, team and concept. We also have the Popeyes Golden Wing Trophy. That's for the most innovative cart. And we have the Little Caesars Golden, help me here, Golden Slice. And that's for the most creative cart. Okay. So there are different ways in which, instead of just coming first, second, and third, there are different ways that you can win, come out a winner at our event on the 18th of July at the Arima Velodrome.
18th of July. So that's taking place in just a few weeks.
Just a few weeks. Yeah, we're down to the last haul, as they say, the last leg to try and pull it all together. You know?
Right.
So truly, if you're interested, and a lot of teachers might be still on the fence, they haven't gathered their entire team, that doesn't matter. If you're interested, please go to trinituna.com/boxcart and register your school or your team. So at this point, you don't have to have a full team to register. We just need to know that you're interested, and we will follow up with you.
All right. Well, what are you looking forward to most about this competition this year?
Yeah, that's a nice one. I think the adjustment to the new time, it offers a whole new host of resources that weren't normally available. Because again, it's after school closes. You have that first week to, get with your buddies, get together, sit down, map out which MIC center you're going to. So while I am looking forward to the similar type of participation, I am expecting a last-minute rush because it's right after exams.
Yes.
So again, we're excited to see what this new position in the timeline of the school schedule to be. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Thank you very much for being here with us and sharing all of this with us. At the time now, just about a few minutes, I would say 4 minutes before 8 o'clock. So before we go, we have to remind you that football fever is reaching its boiling point. Don't watch the finals from your couch when you can experience it with a crowd that's just as passionate as you. Sunday, July 19th, all roads lead to the Mecca, 11A Maraval Road, Port of Spain. Digicel and the TTT Limited Media Network present Game On, the finale, the ultimate watch party experience. Who will lift that trophy? Get ready to feel the energy, the excitement, and the passion for the biggest match of the tournament on giant screens with giveaways, along with special after-show performances from your favorite artists. And admission is free. So to gain entry, you must secure your exclusive access pass. Log on now to Island E-Tickets to get yours today. Gates open at 1 p.m. so you know what to do. Come early and don't miss a moment. For all the details, stay locked into the TTT Limited Media Network, Sweet 100.1 FM, Next 99.1 FM, and Talk City 91.1 FM. Game On, the finale. Don't just watch it, experience it. All powered by Digicel, Real Connections, and the TTT Limited Media Network. This is where we say goodbye. Thanks to all our guests for joining us today on Trinidad and Tobago Today. Head across to TTT Live online for everything that you see here and tomorrow. See you tomorrow, where we do this all over again from 6 to 8. Bye-bye.
More news, more access, more ways to stay informed. TTT News covers the stories that matter on air and online. Join us nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Ever wondered what happens before the lights come on? Before the crowd pours in? Before the magic hits the stage? This is your all-access pass. Sneak Peek with Junior K takes you behind the scenes of the biggest cultural moments and the hottest events across TNT. From the sound checks to the stage setups, from final rehearsals to exclusive interviews. If it's about to be big, we're already there. Catch Sneak Peek airing daily on TTT and relive every moment on all our social media platforms. Sneak Peek with Junior K, where the story starts before the spotlight. Up for this exciting challenge and confident about your business? If you are, the 10-20 feature is just what we do. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 1020 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
Your world moves fast, so do we. TTT News brings you the people, events, and issues that matter most. Stay informed, stay ahead. TTT News, every night at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Good morning. This is your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts, making the news at this time. Soca artist Oscar Benjamin, sobriquet Oscar B, passed away on June 28th. Known for his mega hits Tiny Whiny, Soca Bogle, and Soca Tatty, he first began performing as a boy in Tobago with his primary school choir, then with the Signal Hill Alumni Choir. Veteran Calypsonian Kurt Allen said Oscar B was much more than just a performer.
Personality was always welcoming. It was never one to keep somebody at a distance. Anybody who knows Oscar will tell you he'll be the one to come into the room and speak loudly and get everybody to turn around and, laugh and smile. It's, as you said, it's beyond the stage. He just wasn't a stage personality. Oscar was a family man, a friend, especially to his musical colleagues.
Mr. Allen noted that Oscar B's career took him outside of Trinidad and Tobago as a frontline entertainer for the Jamaican band Byron Lee and the Dragonaires.
You will believe that Oscar is a Jamaican. We kind of love that Oscar received in Jamaica. He is an honorary Jamaican. He also received a lot of love in Belize.